Hey you guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. I am in my little boy's playroom. Let me turn around so that way it's like you guys have a better, just a view of really nothing back there, just a box. Okay, so I'm just sitting on the floor in my little boy's playroom, and I thought I would pop on and do a story time for you guys. So first of all, I would really like it if you guys would subscribe to my channel. Also, go down below, click the red subscribe button, then click the bell notification, so that way you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Okay? Okay, thank you. And also give this video a thumbs up because it really does help me out a lot, you guys. It helps my videos get put out into the stream of YouTube, and maybe some other people that need to see them will see them. So now that we have that YouTuber stuff out of the way, I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about the very beginning. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight into my life and how I think that my addiction was triggered, how it started out. So we're going to take it way back. We're going to take it way back to when I was a little girl. And I'm going to tell you the story about how I first started abusing drugs and alcohol. So get yourself comfortable, get a snack, and here we go. So I was born in the 80s. I'm not going to say the exact year because, you know, there's people out there that like to, I don't know, I'm not going to say the exact year, but I was born in the 80s, and my parents were loving, amazing parents. My dad's Italian and my mom is Mexican, and they're still married. My family unit is like a strong unit, you know. My mom was very religious, so when I was growing up as a little girl, we were raised up in the United Pentecostal Church. We couldn't cut our hair, guys. We couldn't wear earrings. We couldn't wear makeup. We had to wear dresses down past our knees. I mean, it was just very strict religion. But we grew up in the church. Like, we grew up sleeping underneath the pews and all that kind of stuff. So, as a young little girl, I remember going to church all the time with my mom. I remember my mom making my clothes. She was such a good seamstress. And I remember having long hair down past my butt. My mom would always put my hair in little pigtails. Okay? If I can put some pictures up on my Facebook, or here I'll you know, upload another video with some pictures, I will do that. But I was a cute little girl, big old pigtails. And then I had two little sisters. So growing up, life was good. And I really think I'm going to kind of skip forward. My childhood was great, you guys. When I was about 10 years old, I got touched inappropriately by a guy that worked for my grandmother when we were in California on vacation. But I held that in, and I didn't say anything until I was about 17 years old. So that had an effect on my life, I think, because I knew it was wrong, and I knew that I had let him do it. You know, like, I didn't know any better than not. It was just, the way it happened was very unfortunate. And I've told a story about it before, and it's in my my playlist. It's called My Pain, and you'll see I tell the whole story to how that happened. But so growing up, life was good. My parents both, my mom didn't start working until we were like 10 or 11 years old, but my dad worked all the time, and we always had everything we wanted. Like, we always had, you know, toys and a nice house, and just we're a middle-class family. You know, my dad worked hard. Well, I think when my addiction really started to come out was I was 16 and my sister Michelle was 14. And my sister was going through a lot of behavioral problems. My parents didn't know what to do with her. They had her sent to this place in Little Rock called the Rose Home. And where they, like, it was a mental home where they evaluated her, and they ended up diagnosing her with bipolar, manic depressive, antisocial personality disorder, borderline schizophrenia, and some optional defiance disorder. So So when my sister got back from that, from the Rose Home, things at our house were very, very stressful. When my sister would wake up in the morning, my mom would wake us up for school. Please stop. Stop it. When my mom would wake us up for school, Nathaniel, go and watch your tunes. When my mom, sorry guys, Nate's trying to be annoying. I just got done taking him out to eat. We had a great time with Grandpa. When my mom and dad, when my sister got out of the home, she was acting out hella bad. Like, she would run away, she would have sex with multiple dudes, and just acting out promiscuously and running away from the home, not going to school. And my parents were really struggling. My parents were fighting about it. And so when my parents were so focused on my sister and all this like chaos that was going on in the house, that they didn't really pay attention to what me and my other sister were doing. So while they were paying attention to my sister Michelle, me and my sister Christine were kind of being neglected. Do you know what I mean? So I took advantage of that. And when I was 16 years old, I was dating this guy named Robert. And he was my first like true love. And Robert smoked pot, and he did things that like I had never done before. So I started experimenting like with smoking pot. And it was cool and everything, but it wasn't like something I enjoyed doing that much, you know. And then one night, and I'll tell you. Okay, here. I'll tell you what happened is one night we went to a party, and I was a Steppenwolf, which is like I was on the dance team. And we were at this party, and I was with Robert and all his friends, and they had cocaine. And I did cocaine, and that was the first time that I ever like tried an illegal drug, you know, like illicit drugs. And I remember when I took that cocaine, you guys, I snorted it, it made me feel so good, and I wanted more and more and more and more and more. And Robert, I know he realized it too, because I would ask all the time if he had it, and it just made me feel so good. So once I started like realizing that I could get cocaine from him and then buy cocaine from other people, then it like became something I did all the time. And what you'll realize is in my addiction, I would go through stages where I would get hooked on one substance, and I would really, really focus on that substance. So from the time I was like 17 to the time I was like 20, I was hardcore on cocaine. And I started IVing cocaine by the time I was about 20. And once I started IVing cocaine, my life went to shit so quickly. And then I bounced back and stopped doing that. You know, like I would go back and forth, you guys, and like try to change and not do those things. But in high school, I was just dabbling in the cocaine. I would like snort it at parties and then go out with my friends. And it was just crazy. But that's when I realized, like, I've got a problem, you know? Like, I like the way this makes me feel more than normal. And, so after that, after I figured out about cocaine, me and Robert were going through some rocky terrain. Like, I was cheating on him, you guys. I was going to parties. Let me tell you about my first, like, real party I ever went to. It was at this guy named Austin's house. And the guys were so fine, and Robert wasn't with me, and I was doing keg stands. Woo! I was a party girl, you guys. I was such a party girl, and I was real tiny, and I was, you know, I had my hair down, my makeup on. I was a pretty girl. So I knew I was, and I knew that guys would give me attention, and they would give me free drugs, you know. And so I took advantage of that. But the cocaine is what, it kind of like sparked that, like, I really like this. Then I got my wisdom teeth pulled out when I was 17, okay? And when I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, the doctor gave me a prescription for opiates for, I think it was Hydro-10s. And I took the whole prescription, you guys, like in 3 days. And so my mom had to call up and get me another refill. And so I knew, like, I was like, opiates were, like, I loved them. If I had to choose between drugs, and if you could tell me I can only have one drug today, it would be Roxycodone IV. because I just loved being incoherent, you know, like I loved being just out of it. But so, you know, after I realized, you know, that that's the way opiates made me feel, me and my friend Nikki, she's dead now, she committed suicide, we started, you know, running around and doing Roxy's all day, every day. And we both got jobs after we graduated high school, and I got a job at JCPenney, and then she came and got a job with me. And we worked really, really hard, like every day, to make money just so we could blow it on pills. It was just such a miserable existence. Like, now that I look back on it, like all those years, I mean, guys, years and years that I spent using drugs and alcohol, and trying to change the way I felt, trying to make myself feel better, trying to make myself feel good about me. And I really got to share something with you, because I don't know what's been going on with me lately, but for the past week or so, I've just been struggling so hard internally with just not feeling good. I just feel out of sorts. I feel depressed. I don't feel like myself. I feel irritable and restless. And so that's why, you know, me and Neil went to a meeting last night, and I even texted him today, and I told him that I was struggling and that I was sorry if I was like making him feel any type of way. And then he texted me and he told me that he's been struggling too, and that he misses being able to get off work and get high. And it just worries me. You know, I don't want to get high. But I can understand what he means by missing that release. Missing that just, you know what I mean? I've had a hard day at work and I've done everything I'm supposed to do. Feeling, you know? And now I know what you meant, Avalon, because when you were always talking about that, I was like, why does she feel like that? But it comes in waves sometimes, you guys. The want to use will come sometimes. And what I've realized is it'll pass. I know it'll pass, but now I need to bulk up what I've been doing to stay sober and really start reaching out to you guys and utilizing my support system. So I know I kind of went off topic, and I was sharing about how my drug addiction started, but it all started because I was dating guys that were using drugs, and I got introduced to them early. And then, you know, I realized that they made me feel good. And when I would do them, they would make me feel like I could do anything. So then I didn't want to stop. But what I'm thinking we're going to do tomorrow for story time, because I really, really, really want to break down my story with my boyfriends. So tomorrow I'm going to tell you about the two men that played a really, really big part in my addiction. And we are going to talk all about that. So I just wanted to get this video up for you guys, so that way you know that I'm not forgetting about you, and I love you guys so much. And that tomorrow we're going to talk about the two guys who influenced me and who I probably hurt in the process. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of my life, and thank you for supporting me. And I hope I feel better tomorrow, but today I've just been feeling just shitty. So I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.